Alright, I think you know why you clicked on this video, so we ain't gonna be wasting no time up in here. Let's get straight into the first tip. You know when you're waiting for the match to start and your teammates are just screaming a bunch of random things? Well, what I want you to do is calm them down and try to figure out which player plays which role on the team. This will be beneficial because you'll know who the Opper is, you'll know who the Lurker is, and who the Entry Fragger is. With this knowledge, your whole team will know each individual player's strengths and weaknesses. This is gonna be great because you guys aren't gonna have any confusion on who's going to be the entry fragger and getting that first blood. You're also not going to have 3 teammates roaming and only 2 teammates to take A site, and you're not going to have 4 teammates buying ops. Just like the first tip, you're going to want to ask your teammates if they know any smokes for any of the bomb sites you guys can go to. This is definitely really great to know because if your whole team knows a bunch of B smokes and no A smokes, why would you go A? Definitely prioritize B site. This doesn't mean you guys can't go A, definitely switch it up every so often, but definitely prioritize B site because if you guys can smoke off enemy positions and the angles they're watching, you guys are going to have a way easier time taking that site because you're going to be able to get some picks, get on site, plant the bomb, and win the round. Now tell me this doesn't sound like something you experienced. Nobody asked if anybody knows any smokes, so a teammate goes, everybody rush A, and then somebody throws a random smoke and then you guys rush on an A site, but the enemies are watching the angles they've always watched and they're not cut off by any smokes. Boom, they pop you in the head, pop your teammates in the head, round lost. The third tip is going to be that you're going to want to buy with your team and not for yourself. Always be checking what your teammates are buying. Obviously, if they're saving, you need to save as well, but a lot of teammates just don't care what they're buying, and even if they go down to $300, they're still full buying. So what you need to do is you need to be the one on the team that is actually good with their economy, which means full buy when you can, and when you can't, definitely just buy an SMG or a scout. You need to always be looking where you can save money because the economy of your team can definitely crash in an instant. This also means that your whole entire team doesn't need a kit if you're CT. Just make sure one teammate on each site has a kit, and if they die and they drop kit, definitely make sure they call that out. The fourth tip is going to be that you don't need to buy a rifle every single round, especially when you're on CT. This is because it definitely costs a lot more to full buy on CT than it does T side. So if you notice that your economy is starting to crash due to a bunch of rounds lost in a row, what you can do is you can full buy with say a UMP45 or an MP9 and get your own economy up, because remember, your own economy is just as important as your whole team's economy. So the fifth and final tip is going to be that you're going to want to run over fallen players. Now this can be teammates or enemies, but what you can do is you can run over their bodies and pick up grenades, or if you're on CT you can pick up a kit. So what I like to do, especially at the end of a round, is I like to run around to fallen players like teammates or enemies, and I pick up kits and grenades, and then that means that I don't have to full buy a bunch of flashes and molotovs because I'd already have them in my inventory. This is going to save you a lot of money because say you're on CT and you pick up an incendiary, now you don't have to buy one because those things cost $600. Oh, you picked up a kit as well? Boom, that's $400 in your pocket. Every time I spectate people at the end of a round, they're just running around, they're doing 360s, they're shooting off into the distance when they could be picking up all this equipment and finding better guns on the ground. Alright guys, this is going to be the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys learned a lot. If you enjoyed and want to learn a lot more, definitely subscribe to my channel for some more CSGO tips. Also, I'd really appreciate it if you can hit that like button because the algorithm loves that stuff and it'll really help me out. If you want to jump straight into some more CSGO tips, click one of these 2 videos, but I hope you guys had a great day or night. See you in the next one.